Mark 14. Now the Passover and the festival of unleavened bread was after 2 days. And the chief priests and the scribes were seeking how to take him through treachery and put him to death. And they said, Not at the festival, lest there shall be an uproar of the people. And while he was in Bethania, in the house of Shimon the leper, and sitting at the table, a woman came, having an alabaster flask of perfume, genuine nard, very costly. And breaking the flask, she poured it on his head. But there were some who were much displeased among themselves, and said, Why was this perfume wasted? For it could have been sold for more than 300 pieces of silver, and given to the poor. And they were scolding her. But Yeshua said, Leave her alone. Why do you trouble her? She has done a good work for me. For you have the poor with you always, and you are able to do good to them whenever you wish. But you do not always have me. What she had, she used. She took it beforehand to anoint my body for the burial. Truly, I say to you, wherever this good news is proclaimed in all the world, what this woman did shall also be spoken of to her remembrance. And Yehuda from Kerioth, one of the 12, went to the chief priests to deliver him up to them. And when they heard it, they were glad, and promised to give him silver. And he was seeking how to deliver him up conveniently. And on the first day of unleavened bread, when they were slaughtering the Passover lamb, his taught ones said to him, Where do you wish us to go and prepare for you to eat the Passover? And he sent out 2 of his taught ones and said to them, Go into the city, and there a man bearing a jar of water shall meet you. Follow him. And wherever he enters, say to the master of the house, The teacher says, Where is the guest room in which I am to eat the Passover with my taught ones? And he shall show you a large upper room, furnished, ready. Prepare for us there. And his taught ones went out and came into the city, and found it as he said to them, and they prepared the Passover. And evening having come, he came with the 12. And as they sat and ate, Yeshua said, Truly, I say to you, one of you who is eating with me shall deliver me up. And they began to be grieved, and to say to him one by one, Is it I? And another, Is it I? And he answering said to them, It is one of the 12, he who is dipping with me in the dish. The son of Adam is indeed going, as it has been written of him. But woe to that man by whom the son of Adam is delivered up. It would have been good for him if he had not been born. And as they were eating, Yeshua took bread, having blessed, broke it, gave it to them, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And taking the cup, giving thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank from it. And he said to them, This is my blood, that of the renewed covenant, which is shed for many. Truly, I say to you, I shall certainly no more drink of the fruit of the vine, till that day when I drink it anew, in the reign of Elohim. And having sung a song, they went out to the Mount of Olives. And Yeshua said to them, All of you shall stumble in me this night, for it has been written, I shall strike the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. But after I have raised, I shall go before you to Galilee. And Cephas said to him, Even if all shall stumble, yet not I. And Yeshua said to him, Truly, I say to you that today, this night, before the cock shall crow twice, you shall deny me 3 times. But he spoke more strongly, "If I have to die with you, I shall not deny you." And they all said the same. And they came to a place called Gethsemane. And he said to his taught ones, "Sit here while I pray." And he took with him Kepha and Jacob and Johanan. And he began to be greatly amazed and to be deeply distressed. And he said to them, "My being is exceedingly grieved, even to death. Stay here and watch." And he went on a little and fell on the ground, and was praying that, if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, "Abba, Father, all is possible for you. Make this cup pass from me. Yet not what I desire, but what you desire." And he came and found them sleeping, and said to Kepha, "Shimon, are you sleeping? You were not able to watch 1 hour? Watch and pray, lest you enter into trial. The spirit indeed is eager, but the flesh is weak." And again he went away and prayed, and spoke the same words. And having returned, he found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And they did not know what to answer him. And he came the third time, and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? It is enough. The hour has come. See, the Son of Adam is being delivered up into the hands of the sinners. Rise up, let us go. See, he who is delivering me up has drawn near." And immediately, while he was still speaking, Yehuda, one of the 12, with a large crowd with swords and clubs, came from the chief priests and the scribes and the elders. And the one who was delivering him up had given them a signal, saying, "Whomever I kiss, it is he. Seize him and lead him away safely." And coming up, going straight up to him, he said to him, "Rabbi, Rabbi," and kissed him. And they laid their hands on him and seized him. And one of those standing by drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest, and cut off his ear. And Yeshua, answering, said to him, "Have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs to take me? Daily I was with you in the set-apart place teaching, and you did not seize me, but let the scriptures be filled." And they all left him and fled. And a certain young man was following him, having a linen cloth thrown around his naked body. And when they seized him, he left the linen cloth and fled from them naked. And they led Yeshua away to the high priest. And all the chief priests and the elders and the scribes came together to him. And Kepha followed him at a distance, even into the courtyard of the high priest. And he was sitting with the officers and warming himself at the fire. And the chief priest and all the council were seeking witness against Yeshua to put him to death, and they were finding none. For many bore false witness against him, but their evidences did not agree. And some rose up and bore false witness against him, saying, "We heard him saying, 'I shall destroy this dwelling place that is made with hands, and within 3 days I shall build another made without hands.' And not even then did their witness agree. Then the high priest stood up in the center and asked Yeshua, saying, 'Have you no answer to make? What do these witness against you?' But he remained silent and gave no answer. Again the high priest asked him, saying to him, 'Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed?' And Yeshua said, 'I am. And you shall see the Son of Adam sitting at the right hand of the power, and coming with the clouds of the heaven.' And tearing his garments, the high priest said, 'What further need do we have of the witnesses? You have heard the blasphemy. What do you think?' And they all condemned him to be liable to death. And some began to spit on him, and to blindfold him, and to beat him, and to say to him, Prophesy. And the officers struck him with the palms of their hands. And as Kepha was below in the courtyard, one of the servant girls of the high priest came. And seeing Kepha warming himself, she looked at him and said, Are you with Yeshua of Nazareth? But he denied it, saying, I do not know nor understand what you are saying. And he went out onto the porch, and a cock crowed. And the servant girl saw him again, and began to say to those who stood by, This is one of them. And again he was denying it. And after a little while those who stood by again said to Kepha, Truly you are one of them, for you are a Galilean too, and your speech is alike. And he began to curse and swear, I do not know this man of whom you speak. And a second time the cock crowed. And Kepha remembered the word that Yeshua had said to him, Before the cock crows twice, you shall deny me 3 times. And thinking on it, he wept.